This is Mineclub, the fastest growing Minecraft server in 2021 and has gained over 1,000 concurrent players since its release on March 1st. They plan to create a multiverse of worlds where players can go and meet people with similar interest in different hangout spots, some including a cinema, a beach, a camping ground, and of course many more. All of these are just a few things that will factor into Mineclub's success, and I will go into much more detail later on. Also, very quickly, I do want to take a second to thank you guys on 100 subscribers and the amount of support I've been receiving recently. The channel is growing so much faster than I ever imagined, and I just want to thank you all for that. So if you could take a second to help out and subscribe as well, it would be very much appreciated. Anyways, let's carry on with the video. Oh yeah, quick disclaimer, this is kind of a part 2 to my first video, but I have some different points I'd like to talk about as I now know much more about the server. But okay, video time. Mineclub's aim, as I said earlier, is to become a multiverse where people can meet and make friends, unlike any other servers. They've gathered inspiration from games like Club Penguin and Habbo Hotel, and are beginning to implement this whole new genre into Minecraft with nothing like this seen before. They've talked about doing this and are well aware of what they are building, and have brought up the name Minecraft 2.0 many times, as they believe there will be copycats in the future as they look to become one of the biggest Minecraft servers ever. They are not just another minigame server or faction or prison server, as many times said in owner calls, but are basically here to push Hypixel out the way and show how amazing their server is to the entire Minecraft community as it expands every day. While they will of course have minigames too, they will combine these two aspects of social and competitiveness and create a server like nothing before. You see the pattern here? Mineclub is growing so fast because it is different, and because it's like no other server. What other server can you go into and just make friends and play with people when you've never ever met them before? But if this is your first experience of hearing about Mineclub, let me give you some context about the server. Mineclub is like other servers in some ways for the fact it has minigames, examples being Hypixel, Cubecraft, Mineplex, etc. But rather the fact the minigames they have are on no other Minecraft servers currently. The games feature Battle Box, Parkour Tag, Slime Walls, and their most recent game, Laser Tag. Yes, I know what you're thinking. 3 of these games I have mentioned are technically on Minecraft servers as they do feature in MCC. But this doesn't change the fact that Mineclub are the only public server with these games, because MCC Island has not yet released. And these games of course are not just copy-pasted. They use the concept of the gamers and recreate them with new maps and features, but you'll have to join the server yourself to experience this. Moving on after that, Mineclub's other main feature are the in-game cosmetics they have. They have over 200 cosmetics currently, including different hats, items and titles, and most recently furniture for the new housing update, but I'm sure I'll make a separate video on housing as there is a lot to talk about. But anyways, these cosmetics can be traded and listed on the in-game market, and all these items are purchased using gems, which is the custom currency they use. Gems can be obtained very easily and in many different ways. And finally, with all of this, Mineclub has its own texture pack within the server featuring many custom GUIs and models for the cosmetics. They use pixel art to create a nice ongoing theme within the server, featuring some very talented work. This is not everything in the server of course, as I could be here a long time if we talked about everything, so you'll have to check out the server for yourself. But back to Mineclub's growth. Now as I've just explained, Mineclub is growing because of these many features. But of course, there's always more to it than just that. One thing that got them lots of attraction was using the MCC games as exposure, and Mineclub players promoting this on platforms like TikTok and YouTube to bring more players onto the server. A great example of this would be Vigo, with him making multiple TikToks convincing players to join, with one video reaching over 500,000 views. Another reason would be the fact they are able to hold on to these players and engage them with the community because of all the features they have. An example of this would be the cosmetic items and how players can become addicted to gaining more and more items and getting as rich as they possibly can. And a third reason would be they have lots of updates coming out all the time. While main events has sometimes not been consistent with the timing of when they're coming out, there is quite often little updates happening like cosmetic drops, new maps for the main games, and even the new AFK lounge with the slot machines recently. I would also like to mention the community Mineclub has built on the server, which further improves the experience on it. I won't go into much detail, but if you're interested to know, you can watch this video where I talk in depth about it and why it's so important for the server. But having this community is vital for the server's success, as the fact it's a social server, and if these hangout rooms are a toxic place to be, people will most likely leave the server quite quickly. But if the community is kept the way it is, it can easily keep players active within the server for longer because of the enjoyable experience they receive and makes them want to return to the server. As you can see, Mineclub has lots of different factors that all add up to the key of its success and grow the Mineclub brand. The ability to be able to attract this many players in such a short amount of time, while still keeping them interested in the server and becoming active players, is an amazing achievement for Mineclub. With Housing set to release being its biggest update yet, I can only predict what the server's player count will peak at when it releases. With laser tag having over 4,500 players on its release 2 whole months ago now, we could possibly be seeing Mineclub with 10,000 plus players online at once for the first time on Thursday. While Housing will be in beta and only available to premium players, its official release is bound to attract the eyes of many players and could set a new peak concurrent players for the server. And as said from the owners, this is just the start of Mineclub's success, as they have released less than 10% of the content they plan on releasing for the server. And with over 1,000 concurrent players already and the rate they're growing at, who can stop them?